Jack here with another Let's Talk video. Today, I want to help you escape some awkward situations. Situations where you have to exit or leave a group, but maybe you're unsure how to do so. You don't want to seem rude. Imagine you're surrounded by all English speakers and all of a sudden you decide it's time to go. Maybe you have somewhere to be. You have to get home. Or maybe you're on your lunch break and you need to get back to work. What do? Do you just sit there? Or do you abruptly say, goodbye, I've got to go. Or you sit up and you stick around and you end up being late. You don't want to be rude, so you just wait it out. It's not good, it's awkward. So in today's lesson, I'll give you some tips to get you out of a casual group conversation politely and quickly. So stick around while we cover some of these exit strategies. You'll be able to use them in every day. Don't worry, I've got you covered. All right, the first one I've got for you is, sorry, I have to run. Now don't be frightened. To use this, it doesn't mean that you're suddenly announcing that you're going to go for a run. Now, that'd be a bit strange to say the least. What this means, sorry, I've got to run, it's a very casual way of informing people that you have to leave. It's not impolite, however, it is informal. It's best to be used in a casual environment. Maybe you know the people well. For example, your classmates, colleagues, or even your boss. You can also use an alternative phrase such as, sorry, I've got to jet, or sorry, I've got to scoot. Both these expressions have the same meaning. I had to actually finish work yesterday early to pick up my car. So as I was leaving, I got called into a casual meeting and I had to say, sorry, I have to run. Can we pick this up in the morning? It was fine. All right, next one we've got is, I've got to get going, or I got to get going. This phrase, again, it's pretty casual, so best to be used around familiar people, people you know. The phrase itself, got to get going, is considered slang, so it's probably not very well advised to use it in a formal situation. Gotta is another way of saying I have to, or I have got to. Gotta. You might hear gotta a lot more around than I have to. It's just an easier, faster way of saying things. So you would use it with close friends or in casual situations, maybe around the office even. Maybe you're in the park with some friends and you've remembered, ooh, I'm meant to be cooking dinner tonight. You'd simply say, I've got to go. That's how you'd use it. I've got to go. All right, the next one we've got is, I'm going to take off, or I'm gonna take off. Now, I know what you're thinking, usually take off is when you're, on an airplane, you're at the airport and it's about to depart. You're about to take off. But I guess, in a sense, it means the same thing. But rather than being on an airplane at an airport that is about to depart, this is quite a casual expression that simply means that you're going to move on. So instead of the airplane and the airport, it's just you taking off to a different area. So pretty much you use it when you just need to leave. Maybe you're at a friend's and you've decided you've been there long enough. So you'd say, all right, Bob, thanks for having me, but I'm going to take off. Right, next one is, I'm off. Now, this is a very common way to say that you're leaving. It's very similar to the last phrase. However, you'd use it perhaps in more of a enthusiastic or exciting meaning. So pretty much, we better cover this first. We're not saying you're off, like maybe food goes off or fruit goes off. What you're actually saying is that you are leaving for a duration. So you might be going, you might be going on a trip, a holiday, or an adventure. So you might be at work and go, right guys, I'm off to Thailand. see everyone next month. Okay, what's the next one? Let's have a think. I'm going to head, or I'm gonna head, or I'm heading out. The verb to head somewhere implies that you want to make a move in a specific direction. I'm giving you the direction I'm going. I'm giving you the implication. I am going home. So if someone says to you, I'm heading to work, it lets everyone know. You know where you're going, they know where you're going. You are heading somewhere. If you have to be somewhere else and time's getting on, this is a great one to use. As you're providing a location, you're giving them information about where you need to be. So what it does, it makes it understandable to a group or whoever you're with that you need to be somewhere else. Look everyone, I've got to head out. I told Mum I'd pick her up from the airport and her plane's arriving soon. I'm heading out to pick her up. I hope that makes sense, heading out. Now, the next one I've got for you guys is, I better get going. Now, this expression has a bit of urgency to it. What you're saying is maybe that there are more pressing matters at hand. It sort of conveys the message that maybe you're running late or you've got a deadline. It definitely puts a bit more emphasis on the matter. So when you say, I better get going, it gives the effect that maybe there's something else required of you. Maybe you need to be somewhere else. Maybe there's someone else involved, or there's another plan. So I was at the office party the other week, and I had to let the group know that I had to head off. And the reason for this being was I played football in the morning. So what I did was, I said to the group, right guys, I better get going. I have to wake up early in the morning. And this gave the indication that I had something on in the morning, and therefore it was acceptable for me to leave. I hope you know what I mean when I say, I better get going. All right, the next one I got is a bit of a fun one. It's, I'm out of here, or I'm out of here. Now, this one might sound a bit disrespectful, so please be careful about the tone in your voice. You would say it like this, I'm out of here. You would not say it like this, oh, I'm out of here. The way you present this shows what you mean. So you do not want to indicate that maybe you're bored or you're uninterested and you just want to leave, but it is definitely one to only use around friends. You might hear sort of the younger people, maybe teenagers, using this one a lot. So again, I would recommend keeping it for casual conversation, not to be used around the office or workplace. Right, let me give you an example with this one. Let's say it's Friday, you've finished work and you've gone down to the bar with some friends. Now, they're looking at having some fun, maybe staying out a bit later, but you've got family over. So you would say, right guys, you know what, it's been great, but I'm out of here. I got family at home, things to do. I'll see you guys next week. You see, the way I said it was very casual, calm, not insulting, but they got the message. I'm out of here. Right, the next one I've got for you is, I'm gonna have to call it a day. Now, this is used to imply that you're pretty tired or you've been working very hard or you've had enough excitement for a day. It can be used sort of both formally and casually. There's no real sort of set rules about it. I mean, I often use it at the end of my workday. I'll jump up and say to the boss, right, Tony, I've had enough. I'm calling it a day. Now, this is interesting though. Alternatively, if maybe I was spending some time with some friends, maybe at a friend's house for a barbecue or dinner, and it was time for me to head home, I would say, I'm gonna call it a night. You see what I did there? I changed up day and night. So this is important. If it's during the day, you would say, right, I'm gonna call it a day. At nighttime, you'd change it to night. So you would say, right, thank you very much. I'm gonna call it a night. I hope you get what I mean when you're calling something a day or night. All right, the next one I've got for you guys is quite a polite one actually. It is, I hate to leave, but I have somewhere I need to be. Say it with me. I hate to leave, but I have somewhere I need to be. This expression in fact shows that you don't want to go, However, you do have other plans or arrangements and you need to be there or part of that. You would use this if you want to sound polite. A nice way to use this is also to express that perhaps maybe you would like to meet again or extend an invitation. So maybe you're out for coffee with friends and you'd say, I hate to leave, but I have to be somewhere. I have a doctor's appointment. Maybe we could catch up again for coffee next week. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. What I've given you now is 10 phrases you can use to exit a group situation. Please get out there and use them. Don't be afraid. And I tell you what, if there are any other topics that you'd like me to cover, please comment below. And while you're at it, why don't you give me a like, maybe subscribe and tick that little bell icon so you get constant updates when I have new videos out. Look, enjoy the rest of your day. I've enjoyed talking to you. I'll see you next time. Jack, thanks a lot.